Societies need identity.
What heritage to protect?
That we are trying to make deep cities, not for the people, but with the people.
Historical transformation is a heritage value. We believe that the deep historic continuity in the city can and should link to its needs for multiple changes, ensuring that these changes are made by and for the people. That's why it's essential to understand the values people attach to the deep city, focusing not only on what we can see, but also on what we can feel, discover, uncover, and not see but experience. This is the Deep Cities Toolbox.
The deep city approach is based on the idea that cities are transformed over time. All these transformations are transformed into historical layers. They are a heritage that has some values. Some of these values, a very important aspect of these values is social value. Heritage managers, that means the ones who make decisions on what to preserve, need first some indicators. These indicators are going to tell what to look for. We need a series of methodologies and series of indicators that then are useful depending on the particular city, the particular heritage to be preserved. Heritage managers also need some guidelines. What are the different steps that could be followed in the process?
Within the recommendation and evaluation work package led by the University of Barcelona, we try to find solutions for two different branches of knowledge. On the one side, we wanted to learn more about what was the social impact of our research, and on the other hand, we wanted to learn about evaluative methods, about how the different work packages and academics and experts were interacting within the project. So that's why we decided to build up an indicators matrix. This indicators matrix counts with more than 15 indicators. I guess in total we have like 20 indicators, and those indicators count with different methods to measure them. We were able to design our own indicators, and we did it based in the different phases that took place within our project. Those phases are so simple. The first one is the phase of creation of the project. The second phase was the theoretical framework, which is another phase where usually we never count with communities. If we were able to design indicators that can measure how we were not interacting with society, it would be a way to revert this bad practice that we usually have from the academics. So why not creating indicators based in phases to make our future projects more useful for society? Following this line, after the co-creation part of the project, the second phase is the phase of theoretical knowledge, followed by a phase of research method design. This phase is followed by an applicative phase or practical phase where we try to develop those research methods that we have designed. It's a more ethnographical phase. And for that ethnographical phase, we were also able to design some indicators. In our view, adapting the indicators to the project phases will be more useful for the project outcome. On the other hand, adapting the indicators to the project phases made them more realistic. We thought that dealing with those indicators could create a fair and better scenario for our research development. We think that this matrix can have a great impact in so many different types of users: heritage practitioners, urban planners, but also local associations and neighbors associations, because we try to make it very usable, scalable, and it's not necessary that you use all the indicators of the matrix. That's why it is a matrix. You can grab the indicators that you need, change them, and you can also try to mix different methods to make them better. So we hope that in the future, if everyone is able to use these indicators and mix them to get the best of their different projects since the very beginning, because that's why we have a stress on the fact that it's very necessary to introduce different stakeholders in the earlier stages of our projects, not just as mere recipients of the knowledge that we create. That we are trying to make deep cities not for the people, but with the people.
The guideline to evaluate participatory processes in projects had been taught as a guide for urban planner practitioners and tried to respond to the need to propose alternative options for heritage management. This alternative, we think that must include the protection of people's life and their living places, and also include the different point of view of the stakeholders involved as promoters in heritage conservation processes. Understand the role of neoliberal urbanism is relevant because it also conditions the urban transformation based on heritage. This model of urban administration understands cities like a business and normally preserve only those heritage values that are profitable in economic terms. At the same time, however, the social values of heritage that people produce from their daily lives are usually excluded. So for this reason, the mission of the guideline to evaluate participatory process in projects have been taught with this question in mind. What heritage to protect, how to protect it without denying local communities that inhabit and give it a meaning.
A key element is going to be the management toolbox, because that's where we will have videos, PowerPoints, explanations on every method and the guidelines. We are also going to produce a policy brief so that heritage managers can have a good idea of the whole process. We really hope that everything that has been done in the project throughout this year and a half, all this research, all these looking for methods, indicators, will really be useful and be used by heritage managers.